Hello class and professor, my name is Carlota. I'm 18 years old and I'm from Madrid, Spain. I'm a freshman here at Lynn University and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my experiences with studying abroad. They say that travel is one of the greatest experiences you can get in life and they are the best teachers too. My parents have always liked to travel and since I was very young, we would always go to different countries each year. First, I'll be talking about the first time I studied abroad, secondly about last year which I spent in Indiana, and lastly I'll be talking about my experience here at Lynn. The first time I studied abroad, I was 13 years old and I was a freshman in high school. My dad had always wanted me to go to England for a year and learn English, as many other people in Spain do. I remember the day I decided I wanted to, two of my closest friends in 8th grade were going to do it, and I saw their academic catalog, I looked through it, and I absolutely loved it. The schools looked like Hogwarts, and I thought it would be something great to experiment. So the next year, I went on to college for school, a boarding school in England. It was the first time I went away from home for so long. Imagine leaving your friends, your family, your city, your culture, your language, everything you've always known and you consider home. The first few weeks were terrible. My English was very basic and it was hard for me to communicate with people. Also, everything around me was strange and all I wanted to do was go home. But after a few weeks, I got used to living in a residence hall, on the school and everything new around me. And after a few months, I had no problem communicating with people. The funny thing is that my original plan was to go for a year, learn English, and go back. But there was something that sparked my curiosity. There was something about getting to know all these people from different countries and seeing all their backgrounds. I loved learning about their culture and some of their language. Some of the friendships I built over that year I still keep to this day. That year, I learned to be independent, to be open-minded, to respect all and everyone, and to always be willing to listen. I wish I could have stayed for the rest of my school experience, but I didn't. I went back home to the school I've always went to in Madrid for the next 2 years. For my senior year of high school, I decided I wanted to go to college in the US, and so it would be easier for me to do so graduating high school here in America. I went to Indiana to live with a host family. At first, my mom didn't want me to, but the company told us that it would be a lovely experience and that I would get to know the real American life. It wasn't a lovely experience. My host family had their own problems. They were about to open a restaurant and their family structure was rather broken. I could have moved out, but for some reason I didn't, and I'm very glad I didn't. I got very close with my host sisters. I actually went last year for Thanksgiving to visit, and I'm probably gonna go this year again. They weren't bad people, but the circumstances of last year weren't the most appropriate ones. Living with them and attending a completely different high school, I learned how to understand people, to not judge them, to understand that all behaviors come from somewhere, and I started being more understanding and more reasonable. I learned where many social and personal problems come from and how to deal with different types of people. I've never been sure what to study. During high school, I used to take science classes all the time, and I thought I was going to end up studying something like biotechnology or something similar. But then I realized, although I loved science and I found it very interesting, that's not what I wanted to do. Last year, after I graduated and I went back home, I still didn't know what I wanted to do. And I didn't even know if I wanted to stay in Madrid or if I wanted to come here. I decided for the second option to try something different, to be able to do things for myself and to actually get to know the American college experience. I'm so grateful I came here as I was able to try different classes and finally decide for a major. I'm doing a double major in psychology and film and TV and a minor in multimedia journalism. I'm very happy I decided for Lynn as it has helped me to get into track. Traveling and these experiences shape my identity and define who I am today. As St. Augustine said, the world is a book and those who do not travel only see one page. I absolutely recommend to go abroad to study, live, or work to everyone at least once in their lifetime, especially at this age when we don't have that many responsibilities. Thank you.
Ay, he dicho fucking en